I'm glad you guys are here so I can complain about a couple of movies. Snyder did all of them, right? The Man of Steel.
I've only
Sadly,
actually
and-
watched. No, I don't think he
Well.
did. He didn't do Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Right, yeah,
okay.
no, that's because that was the one good one, so that tracks. Spoilers, I guess.
I don't think I'm gonna watch with you guys. I know someone wanted to do like a watch Justice
Oh,
League
no.
together. At the end of this recording, I'm just gonna hop on like I did last week. Last week I watched Batman vs Superman right after recording, and it was terrible.
Oh,
So tonight I'm gonna watch Justice League, and I will comment my statements there. Like, bro, like it's. People were saying was true. Like, usually, you know how I am. I don't like to believe people when they're so negative about stuff. But no, they were right. These two movies so far have been butt cheeks.
You just talking about Man of Steel and.
I'm talking about Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, the Rise of Dawn of Justice.
Rise
Right?
of Justice.
I actually have not. I haven't watched any of the movies except for Wonder Woman and Man of Steel. And I thought Man
Oh my
of Steel was
God.
mediocre.
That's
I wouldn't
okay.
say it was like a bad movie.
That's consensus. Yeah, mediocre, really.
I don't know. Upon like further like reflection on that movie, and maybe I'm biased because I watched Cosmonauts video, so that's not relevant at all. Yeah, that movie was actually pretty bad. Like it really is like a 4 out of 10 of a movie. Like I guess maybe like 5 out of 10 in the context of just being a movie, which by definition it is in fact film. But
Is
it's
it
like
no, or is it digital?
I guess. But in the context of DC, like a superhero film, like it's very easily like a 3 or 4.
Yeah, like you expect more out of them because there's so much more to pull from, and the budget we assume is there. I'm assuming that there was a big budget for that. Actually, let me see these numbers.
I think thematically it's like a decent movie. I mean, like how you get to those themes is more questionable. But
What themes was it exactly?
it's about like choice of immigrant assimilating to life in America.
I mean,
But does he do that?
he was like a regular ass kid, on the school bus. They just picked on him
Only
because he was like a dork.
Yeah, but he was having a lot of trouble like dialing in his senses and stuff. So like it made him like as an outsider. And then
That's true.
He cut himself off from like the rest of Kryptonite. Not Kryptonite, sorry, Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
And he the only connection that he finds is like this like extremist group that comes in to try to take over, and then he chooses to kill his only connection to his past.
Damn. You see, when you put it in like that
what
way,
I'm
like
saying,
I'm like,
like-
wow, that should have been deep.
Like
Yeah.
how we got there sucks, right? Like the details of it sucks, right? But I think thematically it's actually a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
As opposed to like Spider-Man, which like thematically it's really weak but has like really strong moments. So it's like okay.
Yeah, Man of Steel is really weak because that is actually the first time I heard that take, and I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, Barry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's actually like what Superman is, right? He's a immigrant alien, like a literal alien, right? That comes to Kansas, which is like I don't know if it's Kansas City, but it's like Kansas, which
Yeah.
is like the
Isn't it
middle of
Smallville?
nowhere. It's not Smallville. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, you're right. But it's like it's not like New York City, right? It's not like California. It's like the middle of America. It's supposed to be about like an immigrant assimilating to American life, which is why like the I think like the comparison's supposed to be like in the comics there's Red Sun, where instead of him landing
Yeah.
in Kansas, he lands in like Soviet Union or something, right? So it's like
Yeah.
that juxtaposition.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they always have him like, if he lands in, Russia, he's gonna be some crazy, well, I shouldn't say crazy, but like super commie or whatever, who goes around
Like a
spreading.
fanatical, yeah.
Yeah, like what? Why is that? Like that's why I appreciate Homelander existing, because it's not about where you land. It's like, well, not so much where, but like how you were freaking nurtured or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
That's exactly why I hated Man of Steel, was because like they miss literally, like, aside from the immigrant thing, they literally miss the whole other point of Superman, which is like he's not some like godlike being. Like he's just like a dude that happens to have like these superpowers, and he just wants to be a good person and help people however he can. It just happens that however he can is like fucking lifting buildings or whatever he does.
I think they kind of touch on that, like when he like does the school bus thing, and then they're like, oh, you know,
yeah, and then Pa Kent's like, nah, you should have let them die.
yeah.
What?
I mean, well, it's like he doesn't really say that, right? He kind of just questions it. He's like, oh, you should like protect yourself, essentially, right? Because you know he's worried about his son, and then
That's true.
That's when Clark is like, but the only other option is like letting them die. And then I don't think he like says anything. He just like, oh shit, like, all right, you have a point there.
I don't know. Like I always think about I know it's not fair to compare, but the Justice League cartoon, where like every time someone says, "Oh, Superman's just a guy who's an alien, he doesn't fit in," literally every time I think about when he goes to visit his parents for like Christmas or whatever, and like they're like, "Oh, we used to line his presents with lead so he wouldn't see the presents early." He's like, "You mean Santa?"
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like those like cute moments. Like he really is just a guy, like, you know, and he goes home to see like his parents for Christmas and shit, and then like instead in Man of Steel he's just like some fucking leveling out a city. Like what?
Yeah, like I said, the details of how we got to that theme is kind of trash.
Dang it! I just wish it wasn't so long and gray. And I wish I heard Barry's take, so I could be like, you know what? I'll hold on to this. I'll hold on to this little smidgen of sensical plot, you know, that isn't being told to me through the movie.
I think it's just like tempering like expectations, because I walked into that movie not expecting to really like be wowed by it, because you know, I think I'm pretty sure like back then like superhero movies weren't like, holy shit, like this is like the best thing ever, you know. And then I wasn't even gonna watch it in theaters, but the only reason why I went was because I think like Chris and Corey was like, yo, let's go hang out, and then I ended up going.
Yeah. When did freaking Hellboy come out? I remember that was the movie that I compared it to because I was like so wowed by Hellboy.
Which one though?
That was the first one. I didn't see the second one.
Care about. You know, there's a third one, right?
They have a reboot,
There's a reboot, but it's bad. 2004 is the original Hellboy movie with
Jeez. Yeah. So that's no excuse. Like the timing, like freaking 2004. We're doing comic movies, or whatever.
2013, we got.
I like how we glossed over the entire like Raimi series, because that's also like early 2000s or mid 2000s.
Well, let's see, Raimi. We could talk about Raimi for like hours. I feel like that's its own like essay topic right there.
Yeah, but it's not like the first like big, you know, superhero movie.
It made I want to say it ushered in a new era of like those movies, because I feel like a lot of people weren't checking for superhero movies until that one.
Well, yeah.
Like I remember seeing commercials for it everywhere. People who like clown me for being nerdy, they'd be like, "Yo, you seen Superman, bro? Freaking Nickelback was all on the commercials and the radio."
Nickelback.
Yeah, like, oh god, thank you, Sam Raimi, for Spider-Man. Thank you.
2013. We got was it Winter Soldier? I think came out around then, and
what?
Yeah,
and Guardians was around them too. I think it was like right after, but I mean it was like 2014.
But that would have been after, yeah.
Oh, that's so bad.
I mean, yeah. So it's not like, you know, people didn't know how to write superhero movies yet. Like those ones were literally around the corner.
Oh man. Well, but, you know, I have been pooping on Man of Steel, but like, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to poop on Batman versus Superman.
Well, you can't do one without the other, though, right? Because I feel like it's almost.
It's like a sequel, like a direct sequel.
Yeah, it's almost not its fault that it's so bad, because Man of Steel really lays the groundwork, and it didn't really lay any groundwork to make Superman any kind of interesting. Like he's just like a cardboard cutout, like with ginormous rippling sorry, what are we talking about?
giant witcher muscles.
Oh boy. I felt like the entire time I was watching the movie that like it wasn't a real thing that was happening. Like nothing. I don't want to say nothing was exciting. I shouldn't say that. I just wasn't excited by anything. Is what I mean to say. Like, oh, I'm Batman, and or now I'm like looking at. Like I didn't care about the Diana subplot. That's the name, right? Diana.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care about her like running into him out of like costume or whatever. I didn't care about Alfred. This is the weirdest Alfred I've ever encountered, by the way. Like I didn't know how to feel about him.
I forgot he was even in that movie. Like I have to go back and look. Like
Yeah, like I what did he do? He had no pull. Not in the cartoon. He was all snarky in the cartoon.
yeah, I mean we had Michael Caine, Oscar-winning actor that he is.
Alfred has like a bunch of scenes, right? He's the one that like describes like the Joker. He talks about his time in like Cambodia, I think, or Vietnam, something like Southeast Asia country. And he talks about how there's like a jewel thief or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like how, and he ends up saying like, some men just want to watch the world burn.
Right, exactly. You see? Like stuff like that. Did we have that from this new Alfred? No. Well, I shouldn't say no. Didn't that one come first? Never mind. Hold on. Wait, no. See, now these movies are all blending together because like they don't even stand out. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Yeah,
Obviously,
like
the Dark Knight trilogy
That is
came out first.
That is hella old.
Yeah, that's mad old. So yeah, like Michael Caine, Alfred, cool. Even though that movie, the final movie, I had a lot of things I didn't like, but at least it was interesting in a lot of parts.
Yeah, I think the reason you come off so uninterested in Batman vs Superman and anything that's going on is because like nobody is interesting. Like everybody in that movie sucks. Like Batman like fucking murders people. Like if you want to do that take, fine, but like he's still supposed to be a hero. Like I didn't see him helping anyone. I just see him like fucking chucking boxes at people's heads and shit.
That scene where it hits the person and like his head busts open on the wall. This is Batman?
Doesn't he like shoot up a warehouse full of people?
Yes.
Like he murders the shit out of people. Like, and again, that's fine, but like show him like doing something good. Like, goodness gracious, like even the cartoon like had so many moments where like he's just being a good guy, which we get literally none of that. So at the end of the day, in this movie, you just have Superman who's like fucking, oh, I'm gonna go level a city and whatever, and then like, oh, I'm gonna get Congress blown up and then just like salt the pit instead of like clearing the wreckage for people. Like do something, my guy. So you just have like nobody interesting to like.
Hey Nick.
Sit in.
Hi Nick. Man, he loves his mom, and that's what matters.
That's it. That's all. The only person he had any sort of like chemistry with. I know I was complaining about chemistry between characters. That was it. Superman, Martha, Martha number 2 or 1, whatever.
No, they were the same person. I thought that was the whole point of the movie, that they're brothers.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine? That take I would actually appreciate.
Wait, isn't that what it was?
No. The real thing was much dumber than that, Nick.
Why else would they just like suddenly come to this realization that they need to work together to stop whatever foe didn't exist before that moment?
Oh god. That's true. They did. That monster just came out of nowhere towards the end. Oh my gosh.
Can we talk about how that monster was even created? Like
what? Where did that come from?
Lex Zuckerberg like puts his blood into the corpse of Zod and we get Doomsday. Huh?
I hate that I don't even react to you calling him that anymore. it's just
show me the inaccurate part though.
Right, exactly. Come on, man. Like I watched this after watching like most of season 1 of Daredevil. So like I'm used to freaking seeing Kingpin and this guy, he's so great. Oh hell yeah, I love Kingpin. And then I look at this guy, Lex Luthor, apparently. Like, come on, B.
Yeah, but like I can't believe the contrast between those two because like they did Kingpin like so well. Like he's so like menacing and like evil, but like you kind of like him because he's like such a dick. But then like
yeah,
like
he's
nobody
so cool,
cares
though.
about Kingpin. Like okay, I'm sure people care about Kingpin and Marvel, but like do they? Like, and then it's like, oh, Lex Luthor, like, oh yeah, like, he's like the like Superman villain, and like he like contrasts Superman perfectly, and then we get that. I'm like, thanks Hollywood, very cool.
With this stupid freaking drive.
But that wasn't
What
even
happened?
like the Lex Luthor movie. Wait until he gets superpowers and can shoot laser beams out of his eyes or something, like the real Lex Luthor.
Are we still talking about
That's
the same
true.
thing?
Yeah,
No, think about it, Bear. Like the way that they've been copying, DC's been copying Marvel with the whole movie thing or whatever. Not even
Oh.
DC copying Marvel. The Joker movie was like one of the greatest, superhero adjacent films to date. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to pull the same thing with Lex Luthor and like show like, hey, I'm a villain now. I'm super cool.
I forgot they made a Joker movie.
Did you see it?
No, I've just not been on top of DC stuff because the only one I watched, the last one I watched was like Wonder Woman.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Joker movie is still like barely a DC movie. It's more like about like some psychopath and like
It's about society.
Yeah.
the wealth gap in America.
No, yeah, it's about
Yeah,
society,
there's nothing
honestly.
there's nothing unreasonable there.
you can watch Shazam. That was a movie.
Oh yeah, Shazam was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear everyone loves Shazam. I should probably watch that. Probably tomorrow once I'm recovering from whatever happens tonight during my Justice League watch. Oh God, I don't know. I just hated the scene where they tried to sort of like allude to the oncoming Justice League movie, where like Wonder Woman's like looking at all those videos,
Yeah, going on YouTube and shit. Like, okay.
one after the other. Like there was no freaking. There's nothing tying them together. Where did that footage even come from? Why was this Bruce sitting on that footage just to show someone else? Like what? Huh? Did they show Flash? Oh, they showed Flash like stopping that robbery, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dumbest one. Ugh.
And they showed him, like coming back in time to warn Bruce about something in Justice League 2, but like whatever.
Is it two?
Did they explain that? No,
Nope.
it never. It didn't
Yeah,
get
that
greenlit.
was a sequel hook for a movie like that was 2 movies away. So I don't even know what they were thinking. Like, you think they learned their lesson after the Green Lantern movie with sequel hooks, but
You know, the wildest part for me about that scene was I was sort of like sleepy watching the rest of the film. So when that part happened, I thought I dreamt it. I thought I was right there with Bruce dreaming. Like it seems so surreal and out of place. And nothing else connected to that. He didn't even like. I guess he didn't mention it to Alfred, or like this. Just huh? Nothing's connected. What's happening? Ugh. What was the runtime for this film? Hold on.
What?
152 minutes. Jesus.
Did you watch the Ultimate Edition? Because then it's like 210 minutes.
I think that's the one I watched.
Yeah, you get an extra 30 minutes that still explains nothing in the movie.
Are they releasing like a Zack
Snyder
Snyder
cut?
edition?
That's
Yeah.
for what do you call it? That's for Justice League. Yeah, it's gonna be 4 hours long.
No way I'm watching that. I'm just watching the
4
short version
hours?
tonight. No, that's
Well,
nuts.
apparently they're not even gonna be like similar movies, I guess.
That's like 1 1/3 Infinity Wars.
Yeah, except it's like trying to cram in the previous 30 movies into it. So
I mean, I don't know. Like, freaking, if it's better, if all the freaking nerds, all the film nerds are like, yeah, I released a Snyder cut. If it's actually good, I'll consider it. I won't do it, but I'll consider it.
given the track record, I seriously doubt it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Zack Snyder even likes comics. Like, why is he directing these things?
Didn't he release 300? Wasn't 300 decent? I never read the actual comic, but
From what I understand about the
A
comic,
graphic
it
novel.
wasn't too.
Yeah, the comic consists of a bunch of like Jack Spartan guys like beating the shit out of like what were they, Persians, like
Persians.
versions, yeah.
stuff, like, and that's exactly what the movie is. Like, there's no character development, there's no like drama. It's literally like just like, oh, let's murder these people, and like yeah, he adapted that part pretty well because there was literally nothing else to adapt.
I will always be thankful to him for that movie because that movie was like the ultimate freaking freshman year in college, bonding with
Oh
other
my
guys in
God.
my quad movie. I remember watching that movie maybe 5 times in like Almond College and freaking Irving. I don't even know which random people I don't even hang out with anymore, but like that's how I bonded with them. Wow, look at the riblets, look at the biceps, look at those traps. Oh my gosh, we're guys.
Oh, let's,
We're enjoying this a little too much, but
let's
that's
look like them. Like, oh,
yeah, you know, like people. I remember people going to the gym because of 300. Oh, remember those 300 workouts people would post all the time?
my God.
Like, yeah, like shout outs to that, but you know, I guess I'm not really into like Transformers tier action flicks. So I need a little bit more now that I'm a little older.
Yeah, like I enjoyed my time with 300 fondly, but like I think so long, partner.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We're not going back to that. No.
Yeah, time for the incinerator, right? Oh,
No.
I've never seen it.
oh, my bad.
Wow.
You know what? If we do one of these movie nights, Nick, and you're there, and I will suggest 300. Actually, would Nick even like that?
I
I
don't.
think 300, I think 300 is good for the meme knowledge. A lot of memes came out of that.
That's
yeah,
true.
but like I'm not really a meme person.
Yeah. You can't rely on that stuff. You don't need that as a crutch. What other good DC movies? Like,
Aquaman.
I'm really hoping. Aquaman, like, freaking T said she loved it. Well, not loved, but like loved for a movie she watched on a plane. So,
Yeah,
Aquaman
it was-
came out already?
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what I
definitely
was thinking.
entertaining for the 2 hours, I guess, and Willem Dafoe was in it, so that was pretty cool.
so I gotta watch it.
Wow, they put Green Goblin in Aquaman?
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. That guy has fun with his job, no matter what.
Shout out to Willem Dafoe. Thank you for
Yeah.
your service to comic book nerds.
Wasn't
Like, who else?
wasn't what do you call it? What was that other movie he was in where he's like, there was a firefight? Is that even him?
That is Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
I think, right?
It's not a comic.
I don't think so. Let's see, Boondock Saints, which I still haven't seen all of because I just-
Yeah, that's okay. I remember the hype for that movie. Because speaking of movies we hyped up way too much in college, I think I watched that after college, and I was like, okay.
you know, I think that's why, because I felt like it was one of those movies that like everyone had a comment on, and I was like, oh wow, I'm sick of being left out. So I watched it, and I was like, oh right, people have different tastes. Oh, it was the same time I watched like half of Tarantino's filmography, and like a lot of the time I was just not impressed. Is that Dean?
I'm gonna say that.
No.
Yo, up, Dean? Yo, we're talking about movies we watched in college that were super cool, but I guess not really. I don't know.
Like Ant-Man.
Yeah. Like it. Well, no. Well,
We didn't see Ant-Man in college.
to be fair,
I haven't seen it yet, so
Ant-Man?
I don't think I would have appreciated Ant-Man the way I do now had I seen it at Stony Brook.
Because
In
of the
college.
Marvel universe.
Right. No.
Yeah.
See, back then I didn't really care for like Marvel films aside from like Spider-Man 2, but like at the same, and also I didn't really appreciate Paul Rudd at that time. You know
Wait,
what
we're
I
talking
mean?
about Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 2?
Nope, Spider-Man 2. I have
Okay.
never seen. I've never seen the second half of Amazing Spider-Man and none of Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I can't really poop on Amazing Spider-Man, but I will say the half that I did see put me to sleep.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about with that movie. Like, it's not even Batman versus, like, at least Batman versus Superman. I can sit here and complain about it for hours on end, but like, in Spider-Man series, like they just like happened, and I was like, all right.
I think the only thing I can say about the Amazing Spider-Man is that it's the most New York City Spider-Man of all the Spider-Man films.
Really?
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
the sarcasm and
It's just like there's like really subtle stuff. I think in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's like in Chinatown and he like saves like a Chinese grandpa and like the grandkid or something, and then from a bus, and then he like actually speaks Cantonese in it, just like randomly. It's like a 2-second
What?
film. Yeah, he actually just like, basically the grandpa is like, oh thanks in Cantonese, and then Spider-Man's like no problem or whatever in Cantonese.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's like, I like those little moments make it very like New York City, you know. But
Yeah, I can
other
appreciate
than
that
that,
stuff though.
Yeah, that movie is so New York City. The only thing I have to say about Amazing Spider-Man is the time that we literally saw Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone by Brooklyn Bridge. That's lit. That's it. That's all I have to say about that
Wait, you
movie.
actually saw them?
Yeah.
On someone's
We're in the. It was like I think it was someone's party or whatever. It was me. I think Adrian. I'm surprised you weren't there, Dean.
Christine,
Emily and Christine. Yeah, Christine was the one who pointed them out actually.
of course.
Of course.
Chris, I remember the story. Christine, not the story. I was literally there. Never mind. But like, what was it? Christine tells Emily, who was more of a fan of the two, and she's like, "Yo, oh my gosh, that's Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone." And then Emily's like, "Oh my god, are you serious?" And apparently Andrew heard that, so then he goes, "Oh my god, are you serious?"
Are you serious?
What? She got
So then,
mocked
like,
by Andrew Garfield.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
just getting
And like, we're like debating whether or not we should go and like get a picture with them. I was too cool for school back then. This is like 2013, Felix. You guys know how I was back then. So I was like, whatever. I don't care about celebrities, but like, I think
Yeah.
Emily and Christine got their photos from them.
Oh, they got the
It was like-
photos?
I think so. Right? I should ask. Where's Christine? But yeah.
You think that kind of thing would be on like their Instagrams or something? I don't know. I would definitely flex that.
I mean, 7 years ago, you can go back and look for it.
Nah. I hate that I need Instagram still. I'm so close to deleting mine.
Oh, they've just made it so bad, but we're not here to talk about that. So
Oh yeah, word. That's a different essay topic right there.
So wait, so you talked about Man of Steel yet?
I mean,
Yeah, we're already been there, done that. We're gone.
In 9 minutes?
You see, Dean, because it wasn't as bad as what came afterwards, dude. Bro.
Wait, we could talk about the good part of Man of Steel.
Yes, please, let's talk about the good. Listen, Barry actually brought up something to my attention that actually improves the movie for me in my own head canon-y way,
Mm-hmm.
but not like literally. But yeah, like anything else good, I will love to hear any good takes that you guys have for this franchise.
Let's say the movie.
I was just gonna say Zod was pretty cool.
Oh, he was so cool and crazy, and yelling.
Yeah, I guess you can distill him to that. So I don't know if that's like really helping the case, but I thought he was a good villain for Superman to have. It's just like supposed to be his analog. Like he's just some like fucking like if Superman is supposed to be like just a guy that wants to help people, and then Zod is a fucking crazy man that wants to be a god. Like that's a perfect analog for each other, except they kind of missed the mark on the first half of that statement. But whatever.
No, Zod just wants wants the people to be his what you call it, his lineage to live on, the Kryptonian race, whatever race.
I loved how early on they showed like the difference between like Zod and Jor-El, like freaking like, oh Jor-El, you're some pretty boy politician. Oh, you take forever to do things. Boo, I'm a freaking general B. I get things done.
Sounds like
Despite how stupid, yeah, legitimately, like despite how stupid that first chunk of the movie was and on Krypton, I did appreciate that like interaction, that sort of pairing between the two of them. But also like Dwight, if he ever got control, everything would go to crap. So
yeah, that whole Krypton subplot, like for all the shit they spent time on in that movie, like we really didn't need 20 minutes of Krypton. Like if you watch the trailer for that movie, like they could have just been like, oh, Krypton's gonna blow up, goodbye son, like that. Yep, that would have been perfectly adequate for that subplot.
Almost literally every other Superman media I've consumed, that's how it is. Krypton's blowing up, send son away.
Yeah, because nobody cares about Krypton politics.
It's like two pages in a comic book.
I think they wanted to do like climate change, like messaging undertones, and then also like there was like probably some character development because you have to see like why Zod, like you have to care about why Zod is such an asshole.
Barry, I'm sick of you coming in here and with these good takes, man.
I see the same.
It's basically like.
Go on.
Sorry, wanna go, Dean? Go.
No. I was gonna say, Wait, one, I say the same thing Barry says, and you're like, oh, dude.
No.
And-
Here's the thing.
And two, yeah, that was the whole point of Krypton for Zod's character development, and to show the in depth of Superman's past. Well, his past in terms of his father and mother and stuff.
Well, here's the thing though. Like that's not like I'm going to have these memories. I'm going to what's the word? I'm going to replace the memories of actually watching that part with whatever headcanon, Barry's putting in my brain, because it wasn't really a Zod like building up. It was more because we're following Jor-El the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
Like,
karate and stuff. Wait, what?
yeah, like
Well, I think from what I remember, it's kind of like it's a foil, right? You're supposed to compare the two. So like whatever Jor-El does, Zod is like the opposite, right? So like in the face of like literally the end of the world, right? Jor-El is like saving his kid. He's trying to like take care of his family, and Zod is just like destroy, like this isn't real, like literally like in the face of like your planet falling apart. He's like, nah, the planet's not falling apart. I'm just gonna take power. Like that's like the kind of person he is, right? Like the extremist that he is, and I think that's what they were trying to show. I mean, but it's also been a long time since I watched it because the only time I watched it was in theaters.
Yeah, I read the rewatch. Wait,
I really want to watch whatever cut Barry watched, where like they made all of the stuff that like actually made sense, because this just all of these points just went way over my.
wait. Quick question, Barry. What do you give Man of Steel from 1 to 10? In terms overall.
What's 10? Like 10 is like my favorite movie.
No, 10 means it sucks. 1 means it's the greatest movie ever.
oh Lord.
Wow.
No, 10.
Nah, so
10
like
means-
okay, so this is what I'll say because it's not very easy. What I would always say is that like Man of Steel is at least a decent thematic movie, but the details on how we got there is really shitty.
So
Like I said, like I was giving the
giving it a
one liner,
9.
right? The what? Probably not a 9,
No,
but like because like the one liner would be, a foreign alien who is felt like an outcast the entire time, comes to America and assimilates and shows actual like Americans what like the ideals are of America.
So it's basically like the movie Coming to America.
Yeah, except with with aliens and then city destruction, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Imagine-
same thing though.
You know,
Yeah,
Cal-El landed in
totally.
Queens instead of Smallville.
no, that's a cursed future right there.
Oh no. Yeah, he'd be a douchebag.
I'm walking.
What do you mean?
I mean, relatively speaking, us Queens folk are not the most pleasant compared to all that, that southern hospitality that,
But yeah,
I'm a farmer.
I was gonna
And
say,
it's even the South, isn't that like Midwest?
Yeah, you're right.
And why did you just
Kansas is the South for some reason, even though it is like absolutely not South.
Listen, I am a New Yorker, damn it.
New Yorkers is like, oh, I'm not New York.
wait, whoa. Usually you're over here saying how you're not a New Yorker, you're not from Queens, etc., etc. Now you're claiming it?
Yes, because it suits my point in this exact moment.
Oh,
But watch out
sorry,
tomorrow.
carry
I'm
on.
gonna be from like where am I from again?
Texas.
No wait,
Panama.
no,
Wait, Guyana.
no, the other one. You see, my backstory sucks. Anyway.
Speaking of bad backstories,
You're gonna have to rewrite that.
Yeah. I love this. Okay, I love this scene earlier on in Batman vs Superman. We're back to Batman vs Superman, Dean.
Mhm.
Where they're showing all this destruction. No, wait, no, this actually happened in the end of Man of Steel as well. The world is coming down. Metropolis is getting jacked up. But like people are reacting so lackadaisically. It pissed me off.
I was gonna bring that up, like, and especially like in relevance to this year. So like you have these like two like godlike beings like leveling a fucking city, and like all these people are going to work that day. I'm like, huh? I'm like, and then this year like there's a pandemic, and everyone's like, well, I'm staying. Well, ideally, most of us are staying home and to work from home where we can, and all these like these white collar people are like coming to work. Be like, oh, that city block just got leveled. Oh, that sucks.
Right. And people like there was no urgency. People were just like, "Oh wow, that's nuts." Right?
Like
You know,
Avengers 1, where everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Avengers 1? Okay, so Michaela and I were like, "Yo, those people are definitely not from New York if they're over there reacting to all this mayhem." Cuz I don't know how New Yorkers would react. I don't know. Like I honestly, like I could guess we would run away. I mean, obviously this is the place where freaking, a certain travesty has happened. But like I don't know, like at least some kind of emotion. I think I screen capped like a picture on Twitter of like one of the Bugle chicks. It's the Bugle, right? Daily Planet. I forget which one is
DC. Bugle,
okay.
Spider-Man.
The Daily Planet, right? Those two workers who weren't like Lois Lane. It's Lawrence Fishburne and the
Yeah,
the balding guy and like the chick whose name escapes me if she even has one.
Nobody cared about the Lois Lane subplot. It's fine.
But like she gets stuck in like this wreckage, right? And like she's like, "Yo, Lawrence Fishburne, please save me." And he's trying to save her, but like the destruction is coming so close, and he just gives up. And like she has to watch as she's like about to die, and like the freaking balding guy is trying to help, I guess. But like, who cares? I don't. This person doesn't have a name. Lawrence Fishburne is reacting like there's a power outage.
He's like, "Oh damn, I'm gonna be understaffed tomorrow."
Like,
I gotta put an extra
Okay.
hours. Gotta go hiring.
yeah, like people are dying, dude. I don't know. I gotta find like a clip of someone like running away, like barely.
I know, I understand that. That makes sense.
And like, there's a scene where like I don't know if you've played Yakuza or seen it, but like whenever there's a fight in Yakuza, like the people in the immediate vicinity will sort of make it like how games have invisible walls. They will form that invisible wall and just stand around. That's what they were doing while Zod and Clark were fighting in the sky. They're just like, wow, whoa, wow, that's crazy.
Wait, Clark?
And
I thought it was Superman.
it's I'm sorry, Superman. I don't know why I called him Clark.
Dude, they don't look anything alike.
It even becomes a plot point in the intro of Batman vs Superman, where what is it? Bruce like calls like his office manager is like, "Yeah, get the people out." Like, you don't have to.
Yeah, no kidding.
Huh?
Like literally, when that happens, like the building next to them, like the next building over, gets like leveled.
Yeah, like the like tentacle sky beam doomsday thing like obliterates like something a couple blocks down. Like, oh yeah, I guess I had to be told.
What would I even do? Damn, where would I run? Just start
Oh,
running.
man.
Like, I don't even care. Yeah, like what would just like imagine that though, like.
Like, say that was to happen right now. What would you do? Right now.
It's hard to say because you never know what you would do in that situation until it happens. Like,
Well,
You would be driving over your house and then just
He's the
like
queen,
shoot out the
or-
windows.
Queen. Listen, I'm the guy who freaking. I was like the conspiracy theorist. Yo, freaking these fireworks or gunshots. And I know the Bronx person's gonna say, you know what gunshots sound like. But as someone who's never heard gunshots, anything sounds like gunshots. That like if it's fireworks, I'm gonna swear they're gunshots.
No, you don't have to hear what actual gunshots sound like to know. You just
But-
The thing
I don't
is,
know. I swear.
I
You don't
feel
know-
it.
you don't-
I feel
yeah,
it in
you-
my heart.
you actually, you funny enough. So when I went to a shooting range,
Mhm.
it's not really the sound. It's kind of like that feeling. Like it actually like shakes like everything.
Okay. What you guys are telling me is I'm a coward who is afraid of his own shadow. Any loud noise makes me afraid.
I mean,
I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. It's just how it is, you know.
I've
Yeah.
heard the opposite though. I've heard like some people when they're at like an active shooting event or something, like they think that's like, oh, some idiot's playing with like fireworks, so they're like, what is even that? And like someone popped a balloon or something. Like, so I mean, you don't always know.
I mean,
God.
it probably depends on the caliber and stuff like that. But
Yeah, no, definitely.
I was definitely shocked at the feeling of the shots than of
In the
actual
shooting
thing.
range?
Yeah, because when we were driving up to it, we were like, oh, those are like 100% guns and not fireworks.
But you were also expecting gunshots.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you kind of expect those there, whereas like if you're I don't want to go down this path. So.
Yeah, but it's like it's not the, I don't know. It's something you can expect. Like what, like even if you're like expecting it, like it's just a different sound. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a different.
I don't know how to describe it.
I'll take you guys' word for it because I've never, I don't think, in what little time I've spent in Texas, you know. Oh God, me with a gun? Can you imagine me with a gun?
That time that the starter gun went off in Van Cortlandt, people called the cops.
but it was the Bronx, so you know.
Yeah.
That's why we had those races in Van Cortlandt.
You mean the time
I still have to
left me to die?
I don't know what you're talking about, Bear. That never
exactly
happened.
what I'm talking about. If only I had a MySpace, I would have that picture of you.
Barry, to be fair, you were a distance runner, and I was a hurdler. Okay, I shouldn't even be doing cross country as far as I'm
concerned. First of
concerned.
all, distance runner was like such a loose term because I would only been on the team for like a month and a half. Second of all, you were like varsity, and I was just, you know, some 113-pound kid.
Varsity wasn't real. Varsity was a popularity club. I'm gonna reveal that right now.
Why couldn't it be both? Why couldn't it be both?
Bro, I wish I wasn't varsity because I had such an ego. I was like, yeah, I'm varsity. I'm cooler than you. Like, what? Dude, you're fast.
You could have, but you didn't take the opportunity.
Oh,
got him.
That's true. It's true. I wanted the juice too, man. I wanted the juice too bad. But no, because like when you think about it, like I look at my stats, I was not even fast compared to like the rest of New York City. Like I was fast at tech, yeah, sure, but not like freaking states.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a big fish in a small pond. That's fine. You can live your life like that.
You do know that you have to look at it as an anime, right? So you have to defeat everyone in your high school, then you level up. So you naturally get better, and then you'll be on par with everyone outside of that.
Damn. Sometimes I wonder if I had met you or Sean sooner, what kind of personality I would have. Because I would definitely be more competitive if I had met you two sooner.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But I met Dean sooner, and I'm not competitive.
Nick is like, he's impenetrable. Like, he's uncorruptible. That's the thing.
I sure hope so.
Are you saying that that Felix is penetrable and corruptible?
What about Dark Nick? You know, from
no comment.
Evil Nick.
Champed up.
Barry, I'm very penetrable, man. Like yeah, dude. I've been like 10 different people since we knew each other in college, let alone high school. I feel like I changed like 3 times in between like leaving you in high school and then you coming to college. And then after graduation, I was like, oh, time to be another person each year. Ugh.
Positivity, Felix.
It's a journey.
Oh god, that guy sucked.
Oh my god.
I wish I could go back in time and fight him. You need both, idiot. Ugh.
You'll be very glad when you're 80 looking back.
Oh, definitely, man, definitely. Why do you think I'm doing all this content stuff? I'm making all this content for us, for people who know us. You know, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, I wish I could have seen that or heard that." I got you, fam. I got you.
I don't think anyone has ever said that to me in my entire life.
Said what?
What?
Well, I don't know if this is too morbid, but yeah, I think after a memorial service I went to on Sunday, they played like just random dumb clips of like person doing like nothing in particular, and it was like those are like the nicest things. Just like that stuff is always like that. What I love like looking back on, like hee, remember we did this like dumb thing, or like. You know.
Bro, like that's why when Dean did his memorial video, all the people who complained about Dean always got his camera out. Oh my god, Dean, stop! Why are you always recording? You always recording with your old ass camera. They were shedding tears too when the video came out and you saw all of the freaking candids and all these things. They were right along there. They added their heart emote, react, whatever, to the hundreds that were there. You know, like
yeah, for real. Like that stuff is like
Yeah.
Not to
To be fair, though, it was an old camera that like it literally smoked when it took pictures.
Wait, what?
listen, listen. Not to toot my own horn, but I think me personally, I think I was big brain in college. 'Cause
Dean,
I just
toot
didn't-
your
I
horn,
didn't-
man.
Huh? No.
Toot your horn. Go
No,
ahead,
'cause-
man.
No, I was because like I was just like my true self. I just didn't care. I didn't have no responsibilities. I was like, let me just do what I want to do and just document this.
I'm glad you did, man. Thank you.
And then other people were like, why you always record? I'm like, so I could
You'll
look
see.
at it in the future. like, and see, I firmly believe people should just do whatever they want to do. You know,
I mean,
Nah.
That's what-
you
no, like not like
Cool. Let me stop.
not like the libertarian crap, but like you know,
Uh-oh.
the
There it goes.
Space
like-
no, go on.
no, like what they truly like. You want to go create a video and stuff? Go do that. You want to go help people? Go do that and stuff. You know, it's just society just ties us down with these things that make us not do that.
Expectations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we should look this way. We should feel. Oh, masks. Don't get me started, bro.
No, like, but honestly, that's why I always look up to I actually look up to Felix. Because
Me?
yeah, because you're doing what you truly want to do.
This is your fault, damn it.
I was supposed to, like, I'm going the money route, and then once I have my money set, then I'm going to do truly what I want to do. Like, I look up to you, David Renard, all the creators, because you're not doing it for money.
That's why I don't have any.
Doesn't matter.
Ouch.
But no, that like listen,
It doesn't
that's
matter.
real though. But no, yeah, thanks, Dean, because you know, sidekicking for you for those years, bro, definitely taught me to not be, you know, fitting into someone's mold. I
Yeah.
created my own mold. Yeah, definitely, man.
I think
And you have your own brand.
that's
Hell
one of the
yeah.
things that makes me kind of sad about 2020. I mean, aside from like how awful everything is, and I guess this is more on like a selfish note, is that like I don't have any like recorded memories from this year. It's like what am I gonna take pictures of? Like,
Right? Like my your dinner?
yeah, like I journal stuff sometimes, and I'm like, well, this week was shit, and it's like, wow, great. It's like, you know, like pictures are usually stuff like, you know, some kind of like, even if it's a small joy, it's some kind of joyous occasion. It's like this year's like, oh then.
No,
like
but-
you even snap me like something at home, like Michelle's doing something funny, and I'm like, hey, friend. You know, like anything is better than like looking at the news or like
Yeah, right. Yeah.
streaming the old same stuff.
But yeah, and it's just funny because like I look at my like my camera reel from like 2019 because I still have those photos on my phone. It's just like endless scrolling, and then like this year it's like, oh, look, I have 3 rows of pictures from December, and one of them is like a document I had to scan.
Yeah,
This year is just MagFest.
Bruh, like actually, it's like it's like MagFest. Oh no, the New Year's gathering I had with like Felix, Tiffany, and Michelle. MagFest, and then it's just like a hard cut off of nothing. Sad.
I'm still positive. I still feel that American could pull through because apparently, what is like New Zealand? They got their stuff together. Freaking Australia.
Yeah,
Even though
Yeah.
you know they're always the hardest ones to get to in the game pandemic and stuff, but
like,
still,
yeah,
you know,
they are island nations where like you can't really get in and out of.
I believe American could pull it together. I am faithful. I have high hopes. Good to have high hopes for a living, or whatever. I messed up the line, but whatever. You know, like I don't know,
Yeah.
or whatever vaccine drops will be good.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to hope because it's like, bro, like pessimism is hella tiring about this stuff. Like, shit. It's like I just try to like be like, well, you know, maybe late 2021 will be good. So like, I actually have that to look forward to, but I think that's like far enough away. So if I am disappointed, like, at least I don't know that yet. I don't know.
Exactly.
I think you're setting expectations. You shouldn't set expectations. Just live in the moment. because
That's true.
You're always going to be disappointed, even if it's something good. Well, for me, my experience at least.
I remember telling my therapist back when I had one. I was like, "Oh, I'm worried about this happening, and these things they can happen." And he's like, "But they didn't." And I was like, "Damn!" And I went home and I thought about that. Like, I loved having a therapist, man. He wouldn't say anything, but like,
in the shower, having his hand like against the wall, and he's like, he just let the warm water drain over him. Like, damn, he just hit me with
he's
that.
right. Right, it's true though. Like, what am I setting? Like, why am I stressing over things that could happen when they haven't? Right now, things are what do they say? Worrying about something puts you through it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never.
Like, yeah,
That's,
like fucking enjoy stuff. And then if something bad happens, then I'll be like, oh damn, that sucks. But like before then, nah. That's why I'm enjoying this time now. Before something bad happens.
Even if something bad happens, just
Exactly. Roll with
be
the
like,
punches.
yeah, you roll with the punches and be like, I'm grateful that I was able to experience this up until this point, or whatnot.
yeah. I guess what I'm hoping for in 2021 is like good things, not for things to be less bad. I'm like, oh, like having dinner with my friends, that would be a pretty great step up from this year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. But until then, we're gonna have to watch shitty movies separately. Okay. Well, that's a lie actually, because we had movie night now on Discord.
Which I actually feel like was the only way I would really watch a movie with my friends, because you guys know how I feel about but like, yeah, that was actually really nice. I mean, like, especially everyone always talks about Die Hard, but I don't think that was a movie I would ever like sit down and like actually watch.
I agree. I would never have seen that movie had Adrian decided, you know what, I don't want to play this movie. Like, that's because of that I've finally seen Die Hard. I have now joined all the people. This is a Christmas movie. Like, now I'm with them.
I mean,
No, go on. You guys want to see like early 2000 movies like Scream?
Scream?
I've
gone so long not
watching-
seeing Scream.
I was watching like random Scream clips. I'm like, this is so stupid, but it's so, I don't know, it's so good.
I don't know. I felt like Die Hard was like, for all the memes about it's a Christmas movie, like it was actually like a pretty solid action movie. Like it was still good.
Very solid.
Yeah.
That
Like-
and Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I don't know that I'd go back and watch Scream. Like I never cared about that movie back then. I'm not sure I would like now, I guess. I'd go back and watch like, Spider-Man or something.
Oh.
Which one?
Spider-Man 2.
The Raimi ones.
Are we watching it in
nice to
English
just-
or what's up?
in English?
English. Stupid.
In Japanese, then it's Japanese Spider-Man.
And that's another one of those like memes aside. I feel like those movies, not that they don't get enough credit because they get enough credit through the memes, but like they were legitimately like in their own right, like really good movies. Like incredibly silly, don't get me wrong, but like I think that was
Not the third one. Not the third one.
some people have the take that that's their favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, and they're wrong.
I mean, like it had its merit, but it wasn't as campy, I feel like, as the other ones. Or like rather it was it didn't feel like an authentic camp, I should say.
Yeah, it does feel like kind of forced campiness, yeah.
But like speaking of which, Barry, you are
Yes.
the resident Spider-Man fan, I believe.
Maybe.
I feel like I'm only a Spider-Man fan in like it's been thrust upon me, but you, however, were like the guy, right? How did you feel about us debating who was the best Peter Parker? Wait, was the best Spider-Man or best Peter Parker? I
Best
think it
Spider-
was
The
the best
Spider-Man, I think.
So
I
what's your
mean-
take?
No, it's fine. I mean, I think each actor has brought something different to the table. I mean, my favorite Spider-Man is probably going to be from Spider-Verse, Peter B. Parker.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good.
I mean, isn't that canonically like the Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker?
because of the dancing.
No, because then Peter B. Parker would be the one from our like actual universe, and Peter Parker. Spoilers for whoever hasn't watched the movie. The one who dies is supposed to be the Spider-Man 3-ish person, and yeah, that's like their universe. That's the ultimate universe.
Well, you know what? If someone gets spoiled into the Spider-Verse, that's their fault. They should have watched that already. Like,
No, you can't do that.
I mean, it's also like what? It's also like
Just did it.
30 minutes in, right, or something.
Yeah, it's like really early.
yeah, it's not like.
The plot hasn't even really kicked in yet.
No, that's still not fair.
Yeah.
No spoiler.
Oh, but I keep telling myself
I
I'm
mean-
gonna watch it and never do. So,
Yo, what up, Chris?
You really have to
That's me.
Oops.
Oh man. But no, yeah, it's a really great film. It's really fun to watch and listen to, and like the art is great. Like even if it wasn't like the most great story, it still
Mhm.
looks good.
No,
Oh.
I think that's my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
Hands
gonna like
down.
It's
attack you for
Spider-Verse?
that opinion.
Oh, there are people.
Really? People don't like Spider-Verse?
Like who?
Well, they like the Tom Holland one better.
Oh, well,
Not that I don't know about. I mean, like, I'll stand for those movies because I thought those were really good, and I know how you feel about those. But I thought, like, I still don't think those are anywhere close to as like good. I mean, even if we're just talking like the Spider-Man character or like the movies themselves, like, yeah, still not really close.
Oh, Bear, you don't like the Spider-Man movies, the newer ones?
I don't like the
Them-
new ones. Yeah.
Is it
That's
because it's so
why-
different, or
No, that's why earlier on. No, it's just like they have good moments. Like Tom Holland is a fine Spider-Man. Like he's good. Like, but like thematically speaking, it's just trash. They're all just
Mm.
trash. Like,
I'll accept that
how are
take.
you gonna
I'll
have
accept that.
the tagline? How are you gonna have the tagline with great power comes great responsibility, right? And in the first movie, there's not a single time when he had to take responsibility.
a lot
Not
of
a
times
single
I
time.
feel
Like,
like
he-
people are saying
Really?
that
Like,
I mean, was that the tagline in that movie though? Because I felt
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
the whole first one was like
no, but that's like the core of Spider-Man, right? Like
Mm.
that's like if you were to define what Spider-Man is, it's like a person that like takes the responsibility seriously, and even though they don't want to do it, they never walk away from that responsibility, right? Which is what Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is about, right? Because
Huh.
it's about
They
like
don't have
anyone
them
can do
under-
it as. What's up?
don't they even address that? I feel like they
They
even
don't have
addressed
them
that
on
in one of
Disney
the.
Oh, Spider-Verse, really?
any of the Tom Holland ones.
Oh,
Oh.
weird.
yeah.
Isn't that still like a Sony issue?
Oh, maybe. That would make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I thought the whole
But
thing
it-
with the
Yeah, so the,
Back to only having this for the Baby Yoda show.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I feel like they even like point out like in one of the Tom Holland movies that like someone like sort of quotes the line to him and he's like, "Yo, you don't get to say that" or whatever. Like he treats it really seriously, but like until then we
No,
don't
he
really
said-
see
he
him.
said,
being responsible.
it's in Spider-Verse.
Oh, Spider-Verse. Never mind then. Forget that.
Because Miles
That's true.
Morales says that to Peter B. Parker, and he's like, "Don't say that," because he's so jaded. Like he's sick of it because he's burnt out from trying to do the right thing and like being responsible.
Yeah.
But he knows he's tethered to it. Like while he's alive, he has to do it to the point. I mean, wait, Chris, are you gonna watch the movie or no?
No. I don't have any.
Okay,
thoughts
so-
anyway, I was just joking.
It's on Netflix.
Well, even knowing what happens, it's still a great watch. Please,
Yeah.
if you can.
You want?
Like,
Alright,
the marathon
so I'm
movie.
just gonna blow out, the whole plot point. So, like, it comes to the point where it's supposed to be like millennial Spider-Man because he's like our age, or me and Chris's age, like 1991. So it's like a really depressed and really
Oh,
like
wow, so far off from
burnt
them.
out Spider-Man. And it's supposed to be like he's like sick of it to the point where he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like kill myself by just staying in this universe and exploding into particles, because that's the only way he can like escape this life, right? So like
Oh,
that's
that
like the
sounds like a
kind of
solid choice.
desperation. But yeah, but that and that what was it? What was the first movie? Homecoming? Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
He like quits he quits the team. He has to come back. And they're like, all right, cool, come through. You know, like he like tries to like he's like he just basically does a bunch of stuff, and then there's like no repercussion. He leaves detention, and then like there's no like, oh, you're suspended now, or you're in more trouble, or anything like that. They're just like, all right, don't do it again.
I thought the whole like shtick with was it Homecoming was that he kind of like lives in Iron Man's shadow, right? Like because like the whole movie, like Iron Man is like kind of always there to bail him out until the end. He kind of gets his moment where there's no one there to save him, and he has to like pick the rock off himself and like become his own like superhero. I don't know.
Right, that's one nice moment because I think that's actually a shout out to like comic.
The comic, yeah.
But like the whole movie is just like he's just Iron Man Jr. Like he doesn't really like make things for himself. He like depends on the suit and like that's another thing about like being Peter Parker, right? You're supposed to like anyone can be a Spider-Man. Anyone can like figure things out as long as you like try and you like work hard and you always like get up, you know. Which is also like another thing in Spider-Verse, right? Because all the Spider people always like try their best and they always like get up no matter like how tired they are or whatever.
Even Spider Pig. Or was it Spider Ham? Sorry, I don't remember.
Spider Ham, yeah.
I don't want to like ruin like the whole vibe for like Chris,
Mhm.
but like I actually, you know what? When you do watch it, you know, I always believe that like if you know where the movie goes, it doesn't matter because you still have to experience how to get there.
I'm sure it's fine. So
No. It's like a little tidbit. Like as someone who like I feel like I've always really like been starved for like this fatherly like attention and love or whatever. Oh, here's a therapy session. But like there's this one point where like Miles comes back to save the day, even though all the other Spider-Men are there. They failed their mission, right? But now Miles is here and he's he got his own freaking style. He's got his own take on being Spider-Man. And freaking Peter B. Parker is like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. I love you. Every time I see that part, I'm like, oh. He accepts him. Oh god, it hits me every time. Oh god, is that Hutch?
Oh, this is the podcast?
It sure is.
You're in the podcast channel.
Oh wait, did I sneak into a podcast? Is that what happened?
Oh,
Is that the channel name?
well.
You think I read that? Come on.
I mean, can you get more controversial than Dean with his greeting last time? Which, by the way, did that make it into the podcast?
It's in.
It isn't.
It's in.
I listened to like most of the podcast. That's in.
Yeah, I left that part uncensored. I went and I cleaned up all the other stuff that could get other people in trouble, but I left that part in because Dean gets a pass. He's from the Bronx. I'm not gonna tell him. I'm not gonna freaking tell him how he can and cannot enter a room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't. Everyone knows you don't expect much class from people from the Bronx.
oh my god.
Here we go. How do we go from talking about Man of Steel to talking about sports? Y'all like letting people go like more than 2 seconds from not talking about New York City and
Well,
like
the-
I moved
fact-
out to the
the fact
suburbs.
that
All of a sudden, he's hot shit. You know.
The fact
I'm
that
here jealous of Cam.
the fact that
I'd rather be around a whole bunch of Bronx people than so-called classy people, because those people are boring.
Ooh.
I mean, the fact that you do like Man of Steel just proves that you are from the Bronx and that you just lack
Damn.
sophistication.
Man of Steel is a good movie.
Who said it was a good movie?
It's a good movie.
Who said that?
A lot of people.
Well, I
have
think
proof that-
thematically.
What's the
I
general
put it in the
consensus?
chat.
What's the
The
general
general-
consensus then?
the
In
general
this right now, this group right now.
it's pretty much accepted that it's a exceedingly mediocre movie and a terrible Superman movie.
Right.
Exceedingly mediocre. I would say. Okay, you know what? I take back good. It's average.
So
Yeah.
compared to the old ones where Superman is like flying around the world and like going back in time and stuff. Like, which one is better?
I would argue the older ones only because they actually show like Superman doing Superman things that again isn't just leveling out a city. Like actually having character and
Saving
personality,
people.
feelings and stuff like
Bro, I don't know if I was watching Man of Steel or The Boys. Like,
oh no.
Wait, did he save anyone except for that fat boy in his flashback in Man of Steel? Did he save anybody else? Like Lois Lane?
He saved people. I think he saved somebody in his fight with Zod. I don't remember.
I don't
Yeah.
remember either. I watched it last week.
And at the end, when Zod was about to, spoilers.
Oh, that doesn't count. That's stupid. Okay, so
Yeah,
freaking
it
Zod
doesn't
is over here, laser beam eyeing freaking the wall, and
family,
this
right?
family decides to stand there.
Mhm.
There were plenty of places they could have ran.
Is that not saving them more?
Like,
Like, they're giving Superman a hard time. Now Superman has to kill somebody to
whoa,
save
whoa,
their stupid asses.
if he could redirect Zod's neck vision so hard that his neck breaks, like he could have just like
Oh.
turned him somewhere else. Like, please.
Nah, you gotta close the force. You gotta crank it. You can't just do
Oh
like.
my god, that was so
that.
stupid.
Oh my goodness.
But no, yeah, we're talking about a more pleasant Superman. Superhero, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Wait, quick question. What movie are you gonna watch next? And do a review?
Tonight I'm going to watch Justice League. Wish me luck.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's go
So
back to
as
Spider.
soon as I finish this, I'm gonna go to Justice League. I will leave
Wait,
some
why
comments in the Discord.
Why are you doing this?
Because Barry, content, man. I gotta torture myself for content.
Well, now with the
Uh,
memes of the Snyder Cut coming out, you have to be caught up on the Joss Whedon cut.
Oh, boy.
But to get to the Joss Whedon cut, you got to get to the source material not the source, the prequel material.
Right, exactly. Boom.
Mhm.
You got to stay fresh with the memes, man.
And after this, I'm gonna watch all the Star Wars content I can.
That's a lot of content. Start with the Christmas special. No.
Oh, so you
Oh
got
my-
like 3 separate TV shows at least then?
I got shows. I have to freaking play through Knights of the Old Republic again.
I heard that game was really good.
It's one of my favorite Xbox games.
That doesn't
yeah.
sound like torture at all.
All the HK-47 memes. Oh, but hell yeah. I mean, freaking wish me luck. I hope I don't perish. Might have to watch some Justice League like Unlimited after to like sort of like cleanse my palate. Yeah.
No.
Or even like Superman the animated series, like anything, dude. Like, please. Like, remember that these characters aren't all like dog shit.
Yeah. Damn it.
Speaking of good superhero media, why is it there's like only 2 good superhero video? It's always just like Batman and Spider. Like no one else ever gets like
Yeah.
good.
They try with the Hulk sometimes, but apparently those games
I
don't really
mean-
end up too well.
Ultimate Destruction was really good, but it was just like, what if Spider-Man was really big and strong?
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
like
it's
video games?
Like that,
Yeah.
like the thing where you can pay to go
Oh,
into
I'm
remove
doing-
breakable objects with a baseball bat and smash them. You know.
What other
It's the whole
superheroes
Arkham
we
series.
got?
Batman.
Oh yeah, it's aside from like Batman and Spider-Man, there's no other like
Yeah, there's nothing
superhero.
Good.
I mean,
Everything
there was a terrible movie tie-in Iron Man game.
Oh, I remember. Oh my god, yeah, those were not good though.
Well, I mean, also like all the other superheroes have like B-list like or like C-list like heroes that like they don't really do anything.
I'm like legit thinking. In fact, one of the
I mean, there was
worst
the
games of all
Avengers game
time.
that I heard as described as
Oh.
aggressively fine.
Wait, which game?
New Avengers game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's because they got like discount Captain America and like discount freaking Iron Man.
I mean, like, I don't even think that was the problem. I think like the gameplay itself is just like.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really cared all that much. That instead of the real actors from the movies, they got like the A-list voice acting team from
Yeah,
all
I mean,
media because there's only so many of them. But you know,
Yeah.
the gameplay like slapped, which it did not. Like I could play like.
slapped. She has big hands.
Mhm,
I would
mhm.
give like bad graphics as long as like the gameplay is solid, but yeah, like why is it so hard to just make like a cool Iron Man or Superman game? Like how hard can that? Okay, I'm sure it's really hard, but like I'm sure someone's got the resources to do it.
I feel like the games pretty much write themselves, and You just make a guy in an iron suit. He flies around like the new Spider-Man games. Like they're good. They're fun. How hard is it to just make Iron Man flying around and shit?
It's probably money reasons. It's not as they won't make as much money as.
Anthem.
No.
Like,
It's never a money issue. It's a creativity issue.
Oh, it is very often a money issue.
It's a money issue.
A lot of them are terrible because they expect the title to be carried on the IP's name. You know, it's not.
Well, like, cause I feel like how much money was put into Avengers, right? I actually haven't played it, so I don't know how or why it is considered terrible. But
Well, it's not terrible. It's just boring. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, no one says it's a bad game. They just say they expected
Like-
more. They were whelmed.
Like, what did you guys think of? I don't know if any of you played the Arkham games.
I
Oh,
did.
hell yeah.
These were really good.
Those were
Really
fun.
good.
Oh, I put it to IGN. It makes you feel like Batman.
That's the whole point of superhero games. Is to
But I mean,
feel
like, in a way it did,
superhero.
because you were doing all the stuff like, oh, this guy was all of a sudden hanging from a lamppost, and the guy comes over like, what,
Yeah.
how the hell did that happen? And then he's hanging from a lamppost, you know?
It's true,
I was just,
exactly.
I'm just memeing because every single review will say it makes you feel like Batman.
But yeah, those.
I mean,
I guess they did something creative. Like it was pseudo open world. Well, I only played Arkham City, but it was like semi open world. But like it was a very closed off world for the most part.
I could be wrong, but I think it's one of the few games that kind of like makes like a very deep combat with like simple buttons, where it's basically just an attack button with some parries and stuff. And
Yeah.
so as simple as that was so much fun.
I think it has very good Batman vibes, right? So like they redesigned like all the villains, and they made like this like they were like, all right, we're gonna pick dark, we're gonna pick like grungy, and then we're gonna have some stealth components, right? Like to the point where you can like look at like if the minions are like in fear, and you can like create like a mood, so you feel like you're
Batman.
you feel like you're Batman. Yeah.
He's on the way, man.
And, like,
Can we do a count every time he says
I mean, to be fair, like
Monday night.
even in the Sega Genesis Batman, I remember playing. Like I thought it was the coolest thing to be able to use Batman's gadgets. So like that's another thing
Robin,
that
right?
the new. Yeah, like the Arkham games. Like, oh, I have a Batarang. Oh, I have a freaking like the Batarang that shoots 3 Batarangs. You
Wait,
know?
which
Like,
Batman game for Sega Genesis?
I don't remember, but
There was
like,
like a dozen.
I'll
Like,
look
they
it
were
up.
trying
I'm
to-
gonna put in chat.
I thought there was only one. It was
there's only one.
I think isn't it the famous one is that one where it's like what was that movie with the penguin?
Oh, Batman Returns.
Based off that one.
They made that
Batman
based on
Returns.
that Super Nintendo, and that was a good Batman game.
Oh my, no, Batman Forever.
Batman Forever was trash. Please,
Oh, that
please.
game was great.
That game was so garbage.
Is that the one with like the Mortal Kombat?
It's basically Mortal Kombat. It's so
Oh,
trash.
yeah, that shit was really bad, man. I'm sorry, Dean. No.
Oh wow, I'm looking at the screenshot. There's no way. I've never heard of this. Wow.
Bro,
This
I
was
remember
really good.
it's very funny because a long play showed up on my YouTube feed, and I was watching it. I could never get past the first level, and
I
was
remember
like,
the first
let me just
level.
see how this game plays. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get past the first level because it was garbage. Trash.
How you gonna say
basically-
garbage and you even get to pass the? All right, go on.
It's
Yeah,
basically
I got past
so
the first
they start you off. They don't tell you what you're supposed to do. It's like how in Metroid you're kind of supposed to figure shit out and like blast walls and stuff, but it's like that times 10, and
Yes.
it just wasn't a good
Yeah.
game. It wasn't a good game. But
It was a
Batman Returns, that was a beat 'em up, like one of those beat 'em up side scrollers, whatever.
Maximum Carnage, if you ever played the Spider-Man
That
version,
was
I
good.
guess.
That was good.
Oh yeah. Or the first Spider-Man game for PlayStation. Gotta find a safe place to put it.
Oh god. I knew I was gonna put it in there, but why'd they have to freaking? No,
I mean,
that's like
Tutorial level, okay? Like
people usually have good feelings about that game. That was my favorite game for a long time back in the PS1 days.
So I guess that's what like kind of separates the good superhero games from the bad. Is like here's the meme. It makes you feel like
Exactly, Spider-Man or Batman.
Go on.
I feel like I'm fucking Spider-Man.
I heard they wanted to make a Flash game,
What
but it
game
never
is that?
went. Let's see.
How would you even make a Flash game though? Like, his
Right,
power-
yeah, exactly. That's the
powers
question
are
people
so,
always
like,
ask.
Not obtuse, but like his powers are a little obtuse sometimes. Like,
Oh, I'm dumb. I googled Flash game, and it's like, hey, you want to play some Flash games?
Totally Flash.
Flash is getting deactivated, my guy.
I mean,
Shout outs to Congregate.
Oof.
it would probably have to work more like teleporting than speed. Otherwise, you'd be doing the whole thing in like slow motion, and that.
So, like the Time Stone in Marvel Infinite. You know what? A Flash game would pretty much, if it's like anything like the CW show, it'd be like a friend simulator or something like that. Huh?
One of those. What were they? What were those like those story games like The Walking Dead or whatever? What was Studio?
Yeah, the Telltale
Telltale.
games.
Yeah, that got like obliterated from existence.
But you know what's nuts about that? There's a Batman Telltale game, so
Yeah.
it's too late. Batman has all the gaming.
If I remember right, it was supposed to be pretty good too. So.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about those games.
I was always kind of okay about the Telltale games because like your choices matter, but like
But
it's
they don't really.
it's a big
Yeah.
web of choices that all lead to the same place.
Yeah.
Like,
Mass Effect 3.
yep.
The Borderlands.
Pick
one
a-
is really
Ow.
good, actually.
Pick a color.
Felix, how dare you? Gary
You like
remember-
red or blue?
So they added a green
We'll add green.
option, and then they added a option where you shoot the kid and it decides for you.
Although if one thing has ever proved that like you could probably do an Iron Man or Superman game, what was that? Felix? What was that game on Steam? That like freeware demo thing is like
Invincible, bro. 2 college students made that game. If you have the chance, it's a free game on Steam. It's called Invincible or Undefeatable or something like that.
undefeated. Yeah,
Undefeated, yeah. Undefeated. You fly around. You can clap really hard to extinguish fires. You can kick people really far. And like, if someone actually took this engine or whatever engine they used and like developed that, it would have been hilarious. It'd been amazing. If you check my Steam history or whatever, I probably have like 3 hours in that game.
Yeah,
because, like,
it has no right to be as fun as it is because like it literally is just that they like gave like some generic looking avatar like superpowers and you just fly around. And do things. But it's so much fun.
I don't understand. It's come on, Hollywood or whatever. Come on, AAA gaming companies, you get it together.
No, I don't want AAA gaming. You need some like A studio, not the AAA studio will just turn it into some cash cow, which is how we.
As evidenced by Marvel.
Yeah, damn it, freaking microtransaction as games.
Mm.
Like even
People
freaking
tell
one
me
of my-
that it can't be done. I just point to Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was created by 3 people, and I'm just like, it's one of like, the best games I've ever
Really?
played, like my entire life.
Indie
Bro.
gamers are like something else, man, or like indie developers. Because I'm playing Bug Fables right now, and like that game is like it's made by like 6 people, and it's hella good.
Oh god, hell yeah! I haven't gotten that one yet because I'm still trying to like fix my ratio of games beaten versus games owned. But yeah, freaking, I have Hollow Knight. I'm gonna be playing that after I finish Wander Song. I've only ever heard good things about Hollow Knight. Like I don't think I've ever heard like a what's the rating? I only hear good things.
I'm pretty sure it's
11 out of 10. It's 11 out of 10.
Back there.
that's another game I was going to start, but I'm like, man, this game looks kind of hard.
You gotta dedicate time. I feel like it's like one of those longer ones.
It's all right. It was like, I think it's like 7 hours, 8 hours long.
Really? Are you kidding?
How long does it take to get good though?
Yeah. What if you're bad?
I mean, like, it depends on your pattern recognition. A lot of it's just like patterns and stuff.
Oh, I thought it was longer. I'm treating it like a regular Metroidvania.
Oh yeah,
I mean, if you like 100% complete it, or if you like, because there's multiple endings, like it'll probably take longer. It'll probably take like, wait, how much time? That's not 7 hours. Wait, hold on. I'm bugging. Hold on.
I see what you did there.
Ha.
Huh? Oh, okay, yeah, no, it's 30 to 40 hours. My bad.
Okay, that's a solid video
Damn
game.
it.
Really
Yeah,
far.
why did I think? I don't know.
That's a
I don't know
solid
why I
video
felt
game.
like I. You know how you like feel like confident in something? I felt really confidently incorrect just now. I was like, yeah, it's 7. And then like I played back the screenshot in my head, and I'm like, wait, I remember seeing like double digits. There's also like a bunch of DLC that they released for free, so there's also that.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
Shovel Knight.
we'll get Silk Song any day now. Any day now. Now the meme with that is that it's never coming out.
Oh,
It's vapor.
yay!
And don't rush. There's 3 people. If one like person is sick, that's like a third of their team.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, which you know these days. Oof.
Yeah.
But yeah, now games shouldn't be rushed because what is it Miyamoto says? Is it Miyamoto or is it Sakura? I don't remember. He's like
It sounds like one of them. Like a
what is it?
rush game is bad forever.
Which,
Ugh.
speaking of which, I hear Cyberpunk is pretty underbaked.
Yep.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
Is it like real underbaked or is it like Skyrim underbaked?
I would put it from the sounds of it, it's like it's sounding kind of Andromeda-ish with the bugs.
Oh no, that's the worst kind.
I mean,
See, it's supposed to be
I
Uncanny
never-
Valley, but not to that extent, you know. Like,
I don't even know if it's like how bad the game is objectively. Like, I'm sure like it's.
Well, see,
kinda-
the thing is, like, from what it sounds like from the reviews I've seen, it's like it's good. It's not the greatest game ever, right?
oh, okay.
Like some people were saying, but it's a solid, good RPG, right? It's a little shorter than a lot of people were expecting. It's like 20, like low to mid 20s for just the main story, right? Is from hours.
Oh, that's pretty short for an RPG. Well,
Well, but that's assuming no side questing, and apparently that's the majority of the stuff. So
that's fair. Then I mean, you know,
Right, but like Witcher 3 had like insane side quests. They were like a million
well,
years
that's
long.
the thing, right? And it's the same thing where they were saying like some of the side quests feel better than the main story, like kind of like in Witcher, right? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
retrieving an old lady's frying pan.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear it. Wait, when does it drop? Like it was the review copies that dropped.
7 p.m. on
Jesus.
Wednesday, I think.
Right? Oh boy, I can't wait
Because
what
it's-
it takes.
10.
It's
Oh,
the technical release date is Thursday, but it's I think it's midnight GMT or something like that.
Oh boy. I can't wait to see all the freaking Keanu Reeves memes and all the cyberpunk takes. Oh boy, my YouTube algorithm's gonna freaking have a field day.
I,
Preloading right now.
Really?
that's one of the games that gets better over time. Like, cause some games, like, depending on what game it is or studio, like some people really go out of their way to make a game better. And I feel like a passion project like that, like they might not just like fix everything, but also like just make it so much better in the long run. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like,
Like Witcher 3 had problems on launch too. They patched in a few things that really bumped up quality of life and all that. So
imagine playing a game on launch. Who does that?
Absurd.
I gave up on that game a long time ago. I used to play Battlefield, so
Like,
Remember hearing a game dropping and rushing to GameStop and trying to get online, freaking buying Marvel? Remember that? Remember that crap?
why do people
Oh boy.
God.
why do people pre-order things that you don't like? The whole thing of pre-ordering was like, oh, we might run out of stock. Like, oh, they're not going to have enough Halo.
right. Well, that's like when Fallout 3 came out. It was like, oh man, that's like a really popular thing. I'll pre-order that when there's nobody else there. It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll do it. If I know for a fact I'm gonna get a game, I'll pre-order it if it comes with free stuff. So I pre-ordered.
well, that's it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors it came with like a metal keychain because I knew I was like,
Ooh.
I'm definitely getting the Age of Calamity thing.
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
But also, if you pre-order it, then you'll have it ready to go when it comes out. Boom.
if
Because
they-
if you can't spare an hour or two, to install it when it comes out.
I think the last Blockbuster game I played, not the place, but like that required like a pre-order because they were actually going to run out copies was Halo 3. Like I actually pre-ordered that with like a purpose because like the day of, I think they were out of copies of it. And I was like, oof. But like, yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, nah, I can't imagine.
I think it was 4 for me.
Halo 4?
Yeah.
Wait, afraid that was gonna run out of copies, or just like stood in?
No, that just actually pre-ordered a physical. Just to guarantee that I had it, because I wasn't even gonna go like that night if Jeremy didn't decide he wanted to go. So.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah,
I've always been the guy who went to the store, and if the store didn't have what I wanted, I'd just leave dejected. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly one option.
I can't imagine being like, I need this game. I'm gonna spend as much as possible. Like I've always been like, hey, so it's day 2, the game being out. Is there any used copies? You know, can I get it for cheap?
I mean, I think if Sean is still with us, he has a story about a game he absolutely needed that was being held at the Stony Brook Mailroom.
What? Oh come on, Sean! I need to hear the story.
what game is it? I don't know what game it is.
I've heard this story.
You already know, Barry. If search your soul, you know what it is.
Oh Lord!
You know it to be true.
Please don't tell me it's a company we've already talked about tonight.
It is and it isn't.
Okay, all right, cool, great, awesome. But nope, we're in an era of digital gaming, I guess, mostly, so we don't gotta worry about that anymore. I hope, right? I don't know. I remember when people were really worried about it, like owning digital copies of games, but now it's like people are just like, sure.
Look at it, like if you really think about it, how long is that physical copy gonna last you?
Well, no game has really like failed me. Like freaking people were like, "Oh, you shouldn't have been blowing on those Nintendo cartridges because it ruins the cartridge." Like, but it hasn't.
Yeah, but like you gotta hang on to the Nintendo and stuff, and not everybody's willing to do that. Like.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just so sick of that take. It's like, oh, it's bad for it degrades the chip, but like, it still plays. And like, if anyone really wants to play this game, we've advanced so far technology wise. Like, it's like I'd have to download it. Like,
Be careful.
I mean, I love spending money on Nintendo video games.
Get this I flagged like real quick.
I love the meme that like, well, it's not a meme because it really happens. How Nintendo is just like the cops when it comes to their content.
Miyamoto just kicks your door down.
Oh god, the most pleasant home invasion.
Yeah. He comes in like he's gonna give you a hug, and then all of a sudden there's cuffs on you.
Oh no. Oh god, I'm sure there's like a Newgrounds sketch of exactly that somewhere. I'm positive.
With like a scarily good version of his face, drawn in Flash.
They love
right?
drawing his face, man. Those animators.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna end it there because freaking we couldn't even be bothered to talk about Superman enough. Because freaking, how could we talk about that movie really, or that series? Excuse me.
I mean, we could.
I want to talk about bad games. It's Superman 64, right? There, we'll tie it back to Nintendo. Oh yeah.
Bro, it's like, see, not only we were talking about bad superhero superhero games, excuse me, but one of the worst games of all time. People always agree this is the worst game of all time, aside from E.T., was a superhero video game.
Aside from the one that was so bad they literally had to bury it in the desert. Yeah.
Yeah, like the second worst game was the Superman 64.
Almost single-handedly caused the industry to go under.
I mean, the issue is that I think we pretty much just like passionately agree that we're on the same page. So there's not going to be a bunch of back and forth. The longest thing was but the longest thing was that like Man of Steel, right? Because Dean and I like sort of have different like viewpoints compared to like you guys. Like it's not like absolute trash; it's just like pseudo trash. So it's like,
See, I appreciate you guys' takes. Thank you, because I do like I don't like to hate on stuff.
Like, to be honest, trash is Suicide Squad. You can't compare Man of Steel to like Suicide.
I don't remember Suicide Squad. Was it that bad?
It was really bad, but I don't know if it's worse than. There's a lot more. I mean, Man of Steel or Batman vs Superman is so long. There's just so much to talk about, right? But like, there's a lot of really bad shit in that movie. Like, we only like scratched the surface of like just how ass that movie really is.
Oh man! All right, I gotta refresh my memory because I don't remember that movie at all. Wow.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like you don't remember it until like somebody says, "Oh, remember when Zuckerberg put like P in front of the senator or something for some reason?" Like,
Oh my god.
see?
That was an actual thing that happened. Oh my god. I remember when it clicked in my head too. I was like, "Oh, is that? Oh, they mentioned that earlier, didn't they?" Oh, and then before I could even finish that thought, the freaking building was blown up.
Yeah, and then you got to remember like Pa Kent appears and like has this like really stupid accent for some reason.
Oh.
And then, like suddenly like he's all about like Superman helping people. Like, okay.
Right? Jesus, you're not even real, dude. Superman
You're
seeing
back to
ghosts.
bad.
All right, yo. Thanks for improving my my take on this. I will be more positive going into it now, and I'm going to watch Justice League right now, and I hope that I survive. I might fall asleep if you guys are correct about this movie, but we'll see what happens.
Nah, time to bring out the real controversy.
See you on the Snyder Cut, my guy.
Wait, what real controversy? What's the controversy?
Are we still recording?
Dean's Love Life. I said that we would be doing that at the end of last time, so it's time that we talked about that. All right, bye guys.